You'd think I would know how to do that by now. Like riding a bicycle without a seat. No?
Ah.
Nice.
That's painful, huh?
Jeez.
We're going to go there.
That's an uncomfortable image.
You're an uncomfortable image, Terry.
I knew that was coming.
This isn't Jay Desiderio at all.
So we've got a Love and Rockets shirt. Old school Goonies shirt.
I win.
Is that OG Goonies?
That's good, though. I like that.
This is,
I dig this music, by the way.
Theme 3 rendition by Roger Pleasant of Uprise Studios. It's the original theme.
get out, really?
You follow the show at all, Terry?
No, I've never seen this.
He just shows up.
If you weren't driving, I don't know if I would have gotten here tonight.
Yeah. It's enough out of you, Terry.
And then there was a time.
We're going to fade this out. Welcome to Big Words I Know by Heart, a program of rants, raves, faves, pet peeves, personal vendettas, celebrity interviews, and anything else. Get your fat fucking head out of the way. We can fill the half hour with. My guest today started acting in 2008. Since then, he's appeared in over 30 films, including Concussion, Sharknado 2, Lake Effect, and the upcoming sci-fi epic Crossbreed, starring Vivica Fox and Daniel Baldwin. Welcome to actor Jason John Bean.
Thanks for having me.
It was a tough scheduling situation that we had to work through, but we got there.
Yeah. Well over 30 films, but I think 36 IMDb credits, and then a lot's not listed. Mm-hmm. You schedule people like 6 months in advance.
Yes. Did you run this show by your agent?
I did not, but I did just sign with an agent in Atlanta about 3 weeks ago.
Wow, that's cool.
Thanks. Yeah.
Terry, are you represented by anything?
No, not at all.
So that brings us to you. Caught sifting through the recycling bin outside and returning to the co-host hot seat is Lockport gremlin Terry Kimmel.
Oh, yes, hello.
Who was on time.
Hello. Yes,
For once,
yes, I was.
I'm shocked.
That's right.
34 films. So you do need to update the resume a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you get on the IMDb? Do you know?
I've never done it. It's always been directors that submit you. I've never submitted myself for anything.
They beam it up on that super information highway?
That's about it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did Erica help you with the agent? Locating an agent?
Nobody asked you, Terry.
I'm just interjecting. I'm going to listen.
They're probably reaching out to you. You're in demand.
It's someone that I worked with on a film out here, and they started an agency about 8 months ago, and they came to me and said, we'd like you. And they wanted me to go down there for a 20-minute interview, which it's hard to go from Buffalo to Atlanta for, just an interview.
Hotlanta.
And then eventually they said, well, can you send something of your work to one of the other people in charge? I did that, and then the next day I got an email saying, will you sign with us? And it's pretty much how it happened.
Is his first name Shecky? It's just a guess.
Of course, yes.
Sorry. We have some scripted questions here, so we should probably start with those. How old are you? I promise I won't tell anyone.
As long as you don't tell anyone, I will tell you that I am indeed somewhere between 16 and 54.
That narrows it down.
Yes.
That narrows it down.
You got one guess. Wrong.
Terry's head looks like an old catcher's mitt.
You're so mean. I think Terry, purely heterosexual, I think Terry's a very good-looking guy. When I first met him, I thought he was an Eskimo.
See?
But what you have that look. He's a good-looking guy. You kind of have a Charles Bronson thing going on, really.
Do I really? Actually, the most common comparison is Robert Blake.
I can see that too, actually. Yeah.
Robert Blake?
Yes.
Not seeing it. Over a dead body? Robert Blake?
No. No, like Father Hardstep, Robert Blake.
That's enough about you, Terry.
And then there was a time.
Okay.
Robert Blake is in one of my favorite movies, Lost Highway.
I've heard about that one. I haven't seen it. Is that the David Lynch?
Yeah, 1990s David Lynch film.
I can't roll with David Lynch if it's not Elephant Man.
Oh, sorry about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's too far out there even for me.
That is some weird fetish stuff you're.
Terry, have you heard of a comb? Have you heard of a comb?
Some
people when they go on video prepare. Look at Jason. He's like chiseled granite over here.
Yeah, well.
You're a hot mess.
I think the emphasis is on the word hot.
Yeah.
Hot. Jason?
Yes.
Is the three-name thing a tribute to Clarence native and One Tree Hill Ken doll, Chad Michael Murray? And are you also smooth in the front with your pants off?
To the first question, absolutely not. To the second question, I plead the fifth.
Is it a individuality thing in terms of listings?
No, there's actually a real story behind that. I'm mostly Italian. I was raised in an Italian family, and my grandfather, who passed away when I was 4 years old, was named John DiCristina. So he was a drill sergeant in the Army, and he always used to remind everyone his name is Jason John Beebe. So when I got into acting, for respect to that side of my family and my grandfather, I made sure to include my middle name for everything.
That's a good story.
That is a good story.
I learned something today.
That's crazy.
And somehow we've grown closer, you and I.
There you go.
See, I would have gone with like the assassin angle with the three names. That's I would always think.
Yeah.
You've contributed nothing.
Well, I'm upholding my end of the show.
So it's BB.
It is, yeah.
I've ruined that already, too. Okay. Are the rumors true that you're attached to a buddy cop project as an obstinate rookie from the mean streets of Des Moines, opposite Terry, who plays a wisecracking leprechaun lieutenant, entitled Take the Pot o' Gold and Run?
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing along.
Terry plays a mighty fine leprechaun, too.
That's right. That's right. We're still trying to get the link for the fundraiser.
This crossbreed, you came straight off the set from that. You've been filming this week on location in Buffalo.
Yeah, actually, they scheduled me to film today, which wasn't one of my original dates to be on. And I told them, well, listen, I have to be wrapped at a certain time because I canceled on you once before for the movie. And I said I can't do that again. And they figured it out. They said, not a problem. You didn't know about it. It's a small scene. We'll do it next day you're on set.
Not to hover too close into politics, but do you think Vivica Fox, who plays the President of the United States in this film, would make a better POTUS than the two candidates we have?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Terry?
She's hot. I'll give you that.
That's all you got.
That's
all you got.
There you go.
Do local productions feign shock or deflect when you bring up the subject of pay?
Oh, wow. Pay? Buffalo? What is that? When it comes to... Oh, man, there's so many things that can be said about that. It's not easy to get paid in Buffalo. I've gotten paid for some stuff. For some stuff, I haven't. There's been some stuff that people think I got paid for that I haven't. Buffalo's all about IMDb credits and...
Exposure.
I've gotten paid for stuff in New York City. I've gotten, like I said, some stuff in Buffalo. Some stuff like I was an extra on a Will Smith movie, Concussion. Obviously you get paid for stuff like that. I was paid for Sharknado 2. But Buffalo's a very independent film. And it's hard enough to get a budget, let alone, pay people, I guess.
I know you're very good friends with Alexander Sloan McBride.
He's a good guy, talented.
He has switched over to a pay-only policy, I know.
I haven't talked to him in a while. I don't know.
Terry, points on the back end?
That's personal. Actually, although, I'm wondering if that's going to be changing because after attending the recent Buffalo Independent Film Festival, I saw a number of local films where you can see that the production values are getting bigger and bigger. And I think we're going to start having overlap between people wanting to maybe get some sort of payment or at least deferment or something or some sort of negotiation beyond credits,
Yeah.
What is this thing that you're doing here?
It's what do you mean,
That's
what's
Italian.
this?
That's actually Italian.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. I almost decapitated a woman talking to someone in the mall because I was gesturing so much. This woman had to duck.
This actually means kind of like so-so.
So-so?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cum si, cum sa?
That's right.
I don't even know what that means.
Sounds good.
I'm able to swim only when I'm talking in the water. But anyway.
Okay.
You brought a composition book from the second grade. I don't see any questions in that book, Terry.
I know. All it says is I hate Tom Waters in it.
Moving on, then. Jason, was your film short story time about a town plagued by evil clowns inspired by Pennywise, Marceau Marceau, or Homie the Clown?
Neither. It was inspired by Twilight Zone and stuff like Amazing Stories. And actually, definitely like Twilight Zone, Amazing Stories. I was getting two of my shorts mixed up. But yeah, I'm a big fan of those, and that's what I tried to kind of capture when I wrote it, kind of like a episode of Twilight Zone.
As a man aged 15 to 54, I
16.
didn't think that 16.
Yeah, how
I've
old
already-
do you think he is?
I don't know. That's the point. I was trying to get it out of him. It's a mystery.
The beard makes me look older.
That's right. At least 17.
Yeah.
Part of Jason's mystique.
That's right.
Your arms, too, are much bigger in real life. Those
Are
are gigantic.
Oh, well, thanks.
Do you do the? I know you have a strict workout regimen. Do you do the triangle push-ups?
I have. It's not a staple of my workout routine, though. Mm-hmm. You know,
Shout out to the gym? No?
No.
No shout out.
Do you have leg days?
Oh, I hate leg days.
Does that mean you don't have leg days?
No, I do. I mean, you have to, but they're few and far in between. I mean, I've got a bit of a hip injury from falling out of a tree years ago, and I actually hurt my knee on the set of Ombus, Not Human.
Oh.
Where I didn't really say too much about it. But, yeah, I hate leg day.
I do squat thrusts into my pillow while crying, but that's something different.
That's a totally another different interview.
That explains so much about you, Tom.
Does it now? Does
Yeah.
it? This question is for you, Terry.
Oh, great.
With all due respect, isn't it something of a missed opportunity that the natives on your island didn't throw you into a volcano while you were still there?
What happened to the beloved John? Oh, damn it. See, I'm gone up. Who
was
wrote Grapes of Wrath?
Is that Irish? John
John
O'Dammit?
Steinbeck?
John Steinbeck. What happened to that wonderful look that you have? And now
That
you're
was the
trying to get this-
mustache here. It's
I
over.
know, it's gone.
Now we're
Now
evil
you're trying to go
goatee.
into like evil goatee. Yeah, which explains
It works.
your provocative questions, your provocative baiting questions that you have for me.
I already asked that. No. Did I already ask that question? Yes. No, I didn't. Now that you have a talent agent, Jason, are you
Yeah.
getting more bookings or less money for the jobs you're landing? Is he taking 15%?
Well, neither. I haven't gotten any bookings yet. I just signed, like I said, a couple weeks ago, and I still have to do some stuff. I have to go on a couple of websites and submit to this and that, and whole long thing. And, you know, they told me since I'd be traveling, they deal mostly with southern states like North and South Carolina type stuff. Well, South Carolina, I think, Florida, Louisiana, Atlanta, areas like that. So they're like, obviously, since you're going to have to pay for travel, we won't submit you to anything unless it's worth it money-wise.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Atlanta's got a pretty thriving film community, too. It's a good spot to film, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Marvel's got a permanent base there. The Walking Dead's filmed there. The new MacGyver series is filmed there, and I'm a huge fan of the original.
Okay.
A
The
lot of-
Hunger series was shot there.
I think so, yeah.
Hunger what?
The Hunger.
Hungry Hippo.
The
Hungry Hippo?
Yeah,
that's right.
We're all fans of
The
that.
Jennifer Lawrence.
I know what it is, goddammit. I just
I can't
won't watch
tell
it.
because it's hard to tell. You're inscrutable.
This one's for you again, Terry. It's your turn one more time. You recently attended the Buffalo International Film Festival. Did
That's right.
they reserve a height chair for you, and what was your favorite selection?
Oh my God, you're a jerk. It's hard to say, but I was glad. I actually thought I had plans to be out of town because I'm usually busy Columbus Day weekend, but something happened and we were able to stay in town. And so I was glad to see 3 locally made films, True Calling, Dwelling, and Mercy. And they were all very good, very good.
Jason, did you attend? That's enough out of you, Terry.
And then there was a
I
time-
did not, no.
You do a lot of the convention circuit. I saw you recently did EerieCon.
Yeah, yeah.
How did that go?
That one good. I'm sure no one knew who I was, but I sold a couple of pictures.
Do you get some casual hookups while you're on the road?
I plead the fifth.
Nice. Nice.
Can't kiss and tell.
No, I can't. That's right. Kissing.
Does frequent co-star Alexander Sloan McBride really have a writer in his contracts insisting on a freshly pressed Spider-Man costume on set at all times?
Yes, and M&Ms with the letter A on them.
Oh, man. Do they even exist? Are those personalized?
They do for Alexander.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the first film you two were in together? Because it seems like a long-standing friendship.
Oh boy. Possibly. Oh boy. Possibly Black Eye on a Rampage, but Alexander, Michael O'Hear, and John Renna are 3 of the first people I ever really met and talked to when I first got involved in acting and tried, breaking through the acting scene in Western New York.
What about Sam?
You love that Sam Quiliana?
Well, because I think that's where I first met you.
Sam
or
is,
heard about
yeah,
you.
yeah. Sam is the first person that I had a pretty decent sized role in a feature.
Okay.
And I met him early on too, but Alex, John, and Michael were the first that I really met. And Michael's the first person I talked to in the acting community.
Okay.
Were they helpful? Were they nurturing?
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, it's not easy to get into acting, even the local scene. Sometimes people don't want to help you. And, you know, there's a lot involved. I mean, you got to know the right people. Got to have some talent if you want to lead in something. You know, all that stuff. Michael was very helpful. And it's a long story. We can get into it if you want. But it's a long story how acting kind of found me. And when I did get involved, Michael, here his name got thrown out. I messaged him on the computer. And he was very helpful, yeah.
Now, what happened when your mom passed that inspired you to dive into acting?
Like I said, it found me. You know, my mom passed away in 2008. She was my world, and I was her world. She died young, and maybe 6 months later, someone came to me and said something about a movie being filmed, and they think I'd be perfect for it. Plus, you have perfect hair. And
You do have that.
Thanks. And this is a person that I hadn't talked to in years, and they just threw that out there. So I showed up on set at the Larkin building and went through the whole thing. I was picked out to have this pushing scene, and then I did this other thing, and I caught the bug, and it went from there. And then I auditioned for a movie that Michael O'Hare was doing called Dusk, a vampire movie. And I had found out...
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I found out about the audition. And I was driving there, butterflies in my stomach. I don't know what the hell. I've never auditioned. I don't know what to expect. And I got there, and from the moment I walked in, it was all good stuff. A bunch of people coming up to me saying, "You look like a vampire. You're perfect, this and that." And then I went into audition and had some nice things said. And there was like 50 people there. I got a call back. I show up for the call back. Alexander Sloan McBride was there. A few other people. There was maybe from 50 to 10 people. So I'm like, this is awesome. So from then on out, I'm like, this is what I'm going to do.
Terry and I both agree that you have a very strong presence or magnetism on screen.
Oh, cool.
I never said that to you.
You did. You said you had a. You told me last night he has a very strong presence on camera.
He's tall.
Is this pillow talk that Terry possibly forgot about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. While I was squat thrusting into the pillow
That's
that
right,
he
that's
was
right.
on top of.
I was in the pillowcase. I don't want to talk about it.
Too much.
Like, yeah.
Is it finally time for an all Nova Scotian remake of The Goonies?
Well, you know what? I'm okay with a part 2 with the same actors. As far as a remake, no.
Josh
same
Brolin.
actors?
Josh Brolin's
Really?
turned into something else, has he not?
Josh Brolin is amazing because I mean he was there for Goonies and then he kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And then he shows up as an adult and this amazing actor, and it's like you watch 3 films by him before you realize this is the kid from the Goonies.
Yeah.
It's like the flip side of Corey Feldman.
I think-
he
I
actually
think-
made something of himself.
Yeah, I think he had a baby and he had to raise it.
Is that what happened?
I think that's what happened. And then finally the kid was grown up.
Oh well, I mean that's
I have no idea.
That's respectable.
But it
if
seems
that's-
like
yeah.
that's
It's very
usually what happens,
possible.
right?
It's very possible that he had a child.
Yeah.
That's something that people do. I've heard.
I've
I
heard,
have one of my own. We should go back over here. Are you, in fact, the president of the...
I'm laughing because you act these things like you're he's on the stand.
No!
He's like
This is a friendly chat that you and I are
This
having.
is a fan club question, isn't it?
Do you feel... Oh, you saw it coming. See, you fucked up the joke now, Terry. God... Are you, in fact, the president of the Cheektowaga chapter of the Ari Nicole fan club?
Should I give you the same response?
That was a little sassier, I think. There was some more sass to that.
I haven't talked to her in years.
I don't get that.
fascinating.
Interesting? Is it interesting?
Oh, that's
Very, very
I
interesting.
still hate Tom Water.
Jason, have you ever uncovered an emotion or memory while you were in character, and were there any lingering after effects?
Oh wow, that's a good, interesting question that I did not know was coming.
I've heard of it
Yeah,
happening.
this isn't Fox News feeding you questions.
Yeah. Well, the first movie that comes to mind is Through a Mother's Eyes, where I got my SAG eligibility. And I got to work with Arnold Schwarzenegger's stunt double and Carmine from Laverne and Shirley in that movie. It was a very emotional movie based on a true story. And there was a scene, someone, my character's wife, was facing death in bed. And I pictured my mom. And the director actually, you know, was really egging me on. And yeah, that was one. I don't know if any of them have had lasting effects, but you know, I take acting seriously, and there have been times where I reach inside and I do a mixture of becoming the character and calling on my own experiences. And yeah, I mean, I'm to the point where if there's a role that really calls for to bring in depression or memories that I don't usually think about, that I probably am going to start asking for pay, because it can take a toll on you. Yeah.
We did talk about The Crossing Guard yesterday, and I never even considered the aspect. Why do you like the film? Is it David Morse? Is it Jack Nicholson? Is it both?
I met David Morse on Concussion, but The Crossing Guard is just an amazing movie. Have you ever seen it?
No, that's what's his name?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, but
Angelica Houston? Mike Nichols?
the guy who directed it.
Mike Nichols?
Sean Penn.
Yeah, Sean
Sean Penn.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sean Penn wrote it and directed it. And no one knows about this movie. You know, once in a while I come across.
I heard it was supposed to be really good.
I like the movie. I'll go real general here. Number one, it's a great script. Number two, there's great acting. The soundtrack is great. We talked about Bruce Springsteen earlier. I know this sounds weird. I've never seen a movie where Bruce Springsteen is involved in the soundtrack that I haven't liked. Dead Man Walking is another example, which is a great movie, which has Sean Penn in it.
Yep.
I love the way it's filmed. I love the slow motion shots and the soundtrack that go along with the slow motion shots. I love the fact that Jack Nicholson's character is this angry guy set out to just seek revenge on someone who accidentally killed his daughter, his little daughter. And anger is a secondary emotion. So behind all of that anger, he's really just tore up inside and sad. And the person who killed his daughter accidentally full circles in the movie and kind of allows him to not only forgive the killer, but to forgive himself. It's just really a really good movie.
Well, thinking about that film in turn made me wonder if you had a choice, if you would choose the path of a David Morse, where you're a very well-remembered character actor, or if you would rather be more of a leading man like a Jack Nicholson, if you had to pick one path.
I only have one to choose from.
Yeah, is that a hacky stock question? Is that okay? Will you allow it?
Yeah. I would want to be the lead, I think. But I love character actors. I love all that. But lead stuff is good.
So you'd like to be a lead in 70s style films, where they were a little meatier, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Terry saw Standoff, was telling me about it on the ride over. I have not yet. I would like to. Was that a fun experience?
Standoff, Joey Springer's film.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you like the movie?
It was neat. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell it's of a.
Interesting?
Oh, I hate you. Yes, it was very interesting. No, it was cool, and I think, but I had to laugh with that whole duel between you and Bill Kennedy, and how that wrapped up.
Oh, the bullet.
Yeah, the bullet thing.
I laughed too.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. So I think it's of a.
The fight scene turned out good though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was fun.
What was the question?
I don't even know.
Okay.
We've gotten away from it.
All right.
I can't believe I'm on this subject again, but you're an Elvis fan, I've been told.
True.
Would you be willing to give us your best over-the-top a cappella Elvis?
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? I wonder if you're lonesome tonight.
Do you hit the karaoke circuit a lot? Just sometimes, rap parties?
I don't. Yeah, when I'm drunk. And it's available.
Do you like the Vegas Elvis, GI Elvis?
I like Elvis in general. Elvis Presley is the first musician that I sat in front of the TV and watched and realized what music was at probably about 5 years old.
Terry's getting into Regina Spektor, whatever that may mean. But doesn't know what Orange is the New Black is.
I know of it, but it's a streaming thing, so of course I'm behind.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah, see, so
They just got dial-up in Lockport this week. They voted it in, so
I love the way that
congratulations,
thing
Lockport.
sounds when I like try to download something. It's cool. It's cool sounding. Yeah.
Well, that's...
And I get to do laundry in between while I'm waiting for it to download.
There you go.
You clearly have a lot of free time. Clearly. How long is the filming on location going for Crossbreed locally?
Well, I had fight choreography on the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
My first day of filming was the 17th. I was also on set the 18th. I go back on the 23rd. I don't know when they're actually wrapping up, but I'm thinking it's going to be very late October or early November.
Your character Ovechek, how are you getting into him?
Just being a badass. I had an awesome fight on the USS Little Rock the other day that turned out pretty cool.
The one death scene in Black Guy on a Rampage, what the hell was with that? With an umbrella?
It was, I think it was a coat rack.
That was fantastic.
Oh wait, the umbrella. There's an interesting story about that. Alexander Sloan McBride hit me with the umbrella, and he actually accidentally hit me in the temple, on the umbrella handle broke.
You had pictures up on your Facebook,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, he's holding the umbrella broken, and that was like
It's in the shape of your head, I think. It was like a cartoon.
it dotted me a little bit. I had a
Wow.
little bump there.
I have one last question for Terry. You would you say that is the last question. Would you say that you're a barnacle on the hull of the Buffalo film scene, or more of a pustule?
Wow.
What are you writing over here? What are you even working on?
I
Can you hold
repeated-
that up to the camera?
I repeated, I
Show
hate
the
Tom
whole
Waters.
class. That's it?
That's all. I hate Tom Waters.
I thought you brought questions this time.
No, I don't. Actually, I have a question, although that's a lovely question you just asked me. But
Is it an interesting question?
it's not even interesting. But the fact that you had mentioned that anger is a secondary emotion, which I thought was, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
And I was like, what does that come out of? Does that come out of any sort of theater training or like therapy, or what did you? That's just an interesting way of looking at that.
What does it come out of?
Yeah,
Life.
that you articulate it that way.
Life experience and
Oh,
perception.
okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean,
That's interesting.
When you really think about it, it is really interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I like the word barnacle, by the way.
Thank you for that. I had to reach for it. I was looking for just the right word there. Had to reach for it. We got 2 throwaway questions here at the very end.
Wow, that went fast.
It always does.
Yeah.
You are proud of the fact that you're a cat owner. How does that work for you when it's clearly the only thing that isn't working for me with women? I don't understand what's funny.
Yeah, but now you have a kid. That should be like kicking it up.
Okay, how do I feel this? I'm an animal lover in general, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The only animals I don't like are snakes. I've always been afraid of them, don't like them. I am a dog and a cat person, but in apartments for so long I couldn't have dogs. So I kind of rescued this cat. This cat is like a cat-dog mixture. Greets me at the door every single time I come home. Has an awesome personality. She's a cool cat. She's not an asshole. A lot of cats are.
Minus.
And she's, she's like my kid. I very much, me and my cat, we bond.
In a way, would you say the cat rescued you?
Oh my God.
And when did you get into the painting? I want to hear a little bit about the painting. We have 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. I've always been artistic ever since I was a little kid. Whether it was be painting, I've got a couple poems published, the acting, whatever. About 5 years ago, I got into painting again, where I would do like 1 or 2 paintings a year. Only in the last year, I can't explain it. I've just felt very artistic, and I really got into painting. I really enjoy it, and it kind of takes my mind off things.
Would you like to plug your YouTube account, or no?
Nah.
Okay. Terry, what would you like to promote?
Buffalo
Pardon
Dreams. Buffalo Dreams, fantastic film festivals coming up November 4th through the 13th. A lot of local films, a lot of films going to be there. That's great. Eastern Hills Mall and the screening room the last 3 days of that.
Which is, where's the screening room? Is it like a
Screening
rolling
room's-
trolley now?
No. Screening room is still at the Northtown Plaza, and actually its last days are going to be the last days of the festival. So the weekend of the 11th through the 13th of November.
Jason, I enjoyed my time with you.
Likewise.
I'll see you in a month, folks.